What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I did a video just a couple days ago, and I haven't felt this much pushback from other vendors in terms of my opinions in a long time. I said that Secret Slayers is being overhyped and overpriced, and I got a lot of people telling me, no, I think some of this is underpriced, this is gonna go up, just one card in a core set could make this meta. Yes, but that is speculation, although Konami has done a way better job of giving future support in core sets for types in side sets. That could be a far way off. And we see here, Eldritch, the Golden Lord, was at 70. We see Elixir was towards 45, and I couldn't have seen some of this fallout going this far. We see actually Elixir all the way down towards $15 from that price point, even a further drop than I would have thought. It was overpriced, and here's the reason why. You only had a few sellers on market with initial pricings, and now we also have the news from Europe that they are going to get their product way sooner than we thought. This was posted actually at the very end of March on the 31st, and Secret Slayers is announced to get into their hands in April 16th. Yes, there may be some shipping delays here and there, but I'm pretty sure everybody plans to have it by about then, and that's their official release over in the EU, meaning tons more copies are going to be hitting the market for everybody, and you're going to see this set go even further down in price probably from this point, and then start to trek back up. And thank gosh for the Rika's prices. People were asking me if they should get it at 20. I was like, there is the waifu tax like the Dragon Maids, but unlike Mystic Fighters, the difference here is that that's not trying to carry the freaking set. You have 3 exciting different archetypes, and the waifu tax is not leading the charge here. Thank gosh. Now this card, it may start to be a little undervalued. More pros are picking up the Eldritch, and I've been getting talk back and forth there, and you're underestimating this archetype. I might be, but I'm still gonna call when YCS's return, unless they get some unforeseen support, that you won't see more than 3 of them taking a slot in the YCS top cut, and I still think the Adamanticators have a higher ceiling, but they are way more consistent than I gave them credit for, and I look forward to seeing how they do on the market. Sometimes my player brain does mix with my market brain, and that can cause complications for you when you're spending your money as well. When you're a player looking at cards and you're like, this has so much potential, this is so good, this is a good investment because of the future, well, sometimes it may not turn out to be that way. Here's some example penny stocks everybody's talking about. Solemn Judgment and Upstart. The difference between these two is you grab a playset of Solemn Judgments and only one Upstart. But because of the past pricing of Holofoil Upstart, I've had more people try to talk about this to me as a penny stock with future potential than Solemn Judgment. I do think Solemn Judgment will end up in more starter decks, and, you know, having the common will continue to lower the price. You have the Lost Art promo too, and with Upstart, how many more holo looks will it get? It could be the better investment, but immediately out the gate, Solemn Judgment is worth more, and that's because more quantities are going to get slurped off the market and maybe even actually played right now versus the super upstarts. But I do like both of these looks as penny stocks. It's just I probably would be prioritizing. It's so tough. The cheaper price has the chance to go up more. I'd actually probably prioritize the Upstart Goblin with my market brain, but my player brain would say Solemn Judgment as long as more copies aren't coming. Now, getting into some recent buyouts, Fluffals and Frightfurs are going a little crazy on the market. We had a huge announcement last night, and we do see here Bear, oh no, the Starfoil. The struggle is real to fully hollow out your Fluffals is towards freaking $15. This isn't unusual for this to happen to Bear. He usually rests at 8 during the off time. And then over here, Robbie's meme of Kraken coming to full fruition, actually being worth its price. And I do like a lot of different things. The theme of this market watch will be penny stocks, so it's actually going to kick off with the Fluffal here in a second. We see Buster Dragon at its highest point too. Congratulations, those of you slurping them off. They are actually only one printing on the market, and I just don't see it being worth this. Let me know what you guys think, though. You really going down the path of Buster Dragon? Like, I just don't see it personally, but I mean, some people gotta play the way they're gonna play, I suppose. Fluffal Penguin, and I could be missing something. Let me know if I'm missing something in the comment section down below. John, you don't see the table 500 IQ of this card? Let me know. Maybe it is a part of a combo and I've missed that little aspect of it. Fluffal Penguin I think is a penny stock here with the Fluffal hype. It only has one printing out of Fusion Enforcers, and it does something similar to a certain E-hero that's like 40 some odd dollars. During your main phase, you can special summon a Fluffal monster from your hand, except Penguin. This can only be used once while this card's face up on the field, so not even a hard once per turn. It's an extender that continues to be able to loop if you're bringing it back. If this card is sent to the graveyard for a fusion material summon of a Fright for Fusion monster, you can draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Wow, that sounds a lot like Liquid. You can use this effect once per turn. So you can use both effects in a turn, but it doesn't get to resource your graveyard. Has really good stats. I really like this card. And actually, Chow Productions here has 153 of them. He's not waiting. He's not greedy. He's not going, yeah, I'll hold it at $253. I'll make sure, you know. No, he's actually listing a ton of them here towards the lower prices. So you can still get a pretty good deal on this card, and it is something I would consider because that new support, I don't use this lightly, it's freaking broken. Quick fusioning during your opponent's turn finally gives you setup when you're forced to go first with Fluffals to start disrupting their board in a way that makes sense. I could call Nibiru broken or Sky Striker Engage broken, and people will take exception to when I'm saying those cards are broken whenever the reveals are out. Seriously, Nibiru's not that good. And some people will still argue that today, just as they did with Pot of Desires. I believe the new Edge Imp, actually, by name, Scythe is freaking broken and really good for Fluffals. Now, will it take them on its own to the next level? We'll have to wait and see. But boy, does that break the mechanics of the game. Quick fusion from my hand. That is freaking crazy and game-breaking. Condemned Dark Lord is towards $3 now with the new Dark Lord support. I know, I'll get into the penny stocks in a bit. I've droned on a little bit. I'll start to be a little faster. It's up in price towards $3 because we saw new Dark Lord support, and I actually really like that the 2 new level 4s are the same girls on Solemn Scolding. That blew my mind, definitely. But with this going up, people are wondering if they should get it now or later. It is a short print in the set. I think that $3 is a fine price for it. Get it if you want it, of course, using that TCG player link in the description down below. It's kind of a gamble if it'll go down or not, though. This is one of its first buyouts. You still have a ton of people with dual overload. Can it stick 3? Will it go towards 5? Will it go back down towards 1? Your guess is really as good as mine, but a card that I think will be going up a lot, that is seeing a ton of play on Dueling Book right now, is the Dual Devastator DD Crow, and specifically to point out, it is running out of listings, actually, versus what it was. You see this? 1 out of 10, 45 total listings for this card. I would be getting this sooner than later. It's a really great penny stock, and it's seeing more play in the game than it pretty much ever has. And if Orcust is making its comeback in Eternity Code, you'll want access to this card on the cheap. Another card that I'm seeing played a lot more as people test out the new format is Scrap Weaverin, and this boy, as a penny stock, is only towards 35 to 50 cents. Very easy to get your copies right now. Have it sooner than later. Don't be left without it if you think there's even an inclination that you might be playing Scrap Weaver in an engine in one of your decks. And now, an engine that I feel like is super slept on as we move towards penny stocks. It's very obvious that's where most of this market watch is headed towards. I like the Crusadia engine a lot, and the Prismatic Secret ones are something that people are kind of sleeping on. I have a lot of fun whenever playing the Crusadia engine in decks, but that's it. It's not top tier best meta right now, but I think it could cycle back into the meta one day as an engine, and I do like the look of these cards as Prismatic Secret Rares for the investment price point that they're at. Now, this is a bit higher than a penny stock. It's an ultimate rare that I think is maybe undervalued. It's towards $15, which is its market price right now, and there were $13 copies just the other day that disappeared, so other people might have eyes for this card right now. I just like Link Spider moving forward. It's an extender where you may not expect it, and normal monsters, they can pop back up into the metagame once again, mainly thanks to this card. And an ultimate rare version at this price point, it's just not bad to have at all. Sorry, Phoenix Flare X, if you're trying to hollow out some, World Chalice deck or something. I know this is above $5 as well, but I'm looking at the Plunder Patrols, and they're actually at one of their lowest price points as we head towards the reveals of Eternity Code. That's now less than a month away. Spoilers are coming. If you're going to have your copies and you don't want to be part of the mad rush towards them, if the cards break out to be very, very good, you want to get your copies of this stuff sooner than later. And what is pretty much a penny stock is the secret rares. These guess what? They were overprinted in the set. They still have the potential to easily be $7 to $8 a piece should this all pan out and they end up being played, which I think you'll want access to these cards for sure heading forward if the deck does pan out. But we're gambling versus the Vendread syndrome, the UA syndrome. Do keep in mind Konami has had those disappointing parts before, and these are holding up about where Spirals were when they got rehyped before reveals. So they're holding a pretty good price for what they are. I do have a bit of faith in this though. I do hope it turns out well. You are gambling with speculation though to hope that it turns out good. What isn't speculation that did have buyouts before that we know the support for is Ancient Warriors right now, and they're back towards $1. So if you're looking at a penny stock, you know when they're about to re-release what actually pushed their hype before, I could see these spiking back towards $5 and you're only spending dollars right now. Do you think that history repeats itself as a release starts to head up? Quantities get to start to just disappear from the market because people are actually considering playing it or putting their decks together finally. Don't be in that rush for it. Dollar Ancient Warrior Ultras are pretty darn nice. Lib is still hecka undervalued. I don't want to shove this one down your throats all the time, but Lib, boy, for $3, this card is nice. I can say for sure, way above that Dark Lord card, that I would want access to this over pretty much everything. And Selene has fallen down in price. Talk about value displacement. I said that Lib might steal Selene's value over time. I guess Spirals getting hit did have a lot of people abandon this card mayhaps. I still think she's a very good pick. She's now under $5 with tons of competition happening. She may go all the way down to $3, so I'd kind of wait and watch, but people are really undercutting each other to sell their Selenes right now. If you've been waiting for your copy, keep watching that price. It might be towards $3 soon. And the final penny stock, Neptibus has some cheap versions, but there aren't many on market. I like how these keep coming on the market, but we saw buyouts with Atlantean and Mermail stuff everywhere. There's only 2 different printings of this. Both are ultra rare, and they're very low versus their price point. Have these cards sooner than later. Don't get stuck in a Dragoon situation where Atlantean Dragoons is like $5 to $10 for its super rare. These are $2 copies. You can have your playsets right now. Of course, using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra and supporting the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying and saving yourself some money versus future price points. It's pretty cheap in some places to put the Mermail and Atlantean decks together, while other pieces you can't help but spend a bit of money on, like Abyss Gaios. But man, is this a card you will want access to. That being said, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. I know I kind of pushed through the penny stocks a bit faster to keep it timely, but let me know what you think about the Secret Slayer's date coming forward, what's been happening on the market with just buyout reactions still to news dropping in general. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is alpha chatting its market where Magic's kind of like chilling out, wondering where it's going, but I really do like that Godzilla set coming up. I have my eyes on that Godzilla set. I'm gonna probably get a couple of Magic cards for myself, almost definitely gonna be getting some of those, so I am very excited to be looking at that as well. Sorry to betray your heart if you're anti-Magic. Godzilla has my heart. Thanks for watching, everybody.